The question is, how do we remain detached from our families but still love our families? Attachment needs to be understood as being separate from love, and attachment is separate from responsibilities and your duties in life. Your responsibilities and your duties in life mean that as a parent, you are responsible to your children. As a child, you're responsible to your parents. You're responsible to your siblings, to your family, to your friends. So at a very basic level, we have a sense of duty towards mankind and our nearest and dearest. But attachment means that we have created an identity that says that I want this to continue. Attachment means I don't want to let this go. So what started out as your responsibilities, what started out as nurturing, loving care that you give to others, what started out as you looking after everyone else, you have made that into a way for that being a way to look after you. That I only know myself as someone who gives love to these people. So you have created a feedback from your giving. Your living, your responsibility, your love towards your family is you looking after them, but in you continuing to look after them, you created such an attachment that you can no longer see yourself as anything else except the one who looks after them. So that is the thing that has to be broken. You don't have to stop your responsibilities. You continue your responsibilities, you continue your love, you continue to do everything that you can to enjoy the company of the ones nearest and dearest to you, but you have to break the thing that says that I want this to continue. I need to have this continue so that it defines me as I am right now. And the reason that you want it to continue is because you become comfortable with seeing life in one particular way. If all of your nearest and dearest were to leave, were to be taken away from you, there is a discomfort waiting for you, or so it seems. You feel that you will not be able to adapt to a new way of living. You feel like that change is too big a change. That is the attachment. That is how we need to distinguish between the attachments and love. And personally, from my own experience, I can tell you, one of the things that I have been doing for many years, and I continue to do as a very healthy, useful practice, is every time you go to work, every time you leave your children, you drop them to school, you walk away from your husband, from your wife, from your family, you walk away and you remind yourself that could be the last time I see them. And you make your peace with that. Every day you say goodbye to your friends and family, be at peace that that could be the last time you see them. So what we start to do is we start actively breaking our attachments. Because if that scenario was ever to occur, you have already dealt with the death of your loved one before they die, before they leave, before that attachment is forcibly removed from you, you have already let go. Now, that doesn't change how you love them when you do see them. That doesn't change your responsibilities towards them. But it changes how you will deal with the inevitability that all of your loved ones will be taken away from you. It isn't a question of that they can be taken away from you. Either you will die or your nearest and dearest around you will leave or die. That is a guarantee. And if we don't face up to that guarantee, what we're doing is we're guaranteeing ourselves suffering. So this is how, from my own personal experience, I can say that it has been a very healthy part of my own therapy for myself on a daily basis to remind myself that death is never far away. And you can do that same thing for yourself. Don't have any expectations that your own life will continue. You can breathe with such a level of awareness that when you breathe in, you have no expectation that that breath will breathe out. When you breathe out, have no expectation for another breath to come in. This is what Guru Nanak Dev Ji means when he says, Denda de lende thak paye, juga jugantar khai khai. We keep receiving breaths, moments of time, moments of aliveness, and we take them all for granted. But we have forgotten that these are gifts. These aren't our breaths, these aren't our moments of time, this isn't our life. These are gifts, and at any moment that can stop, and it will stop. It's not because some God is being mean to you. It is the very natural way of the universe that all things that are created and all things that exist will be destroyed. So we can go ahead and blame the universe when a young child dies or when something happens that goes beyond our expectation. But the only person that we have to blame is us, because we held on to those expectations. We feel like we have a God-given right to live for hundreds of years and for our children to all outgrow us. This isn't reality. This is fantasy. You must give up that fantasy, because that fantasy is what is causing your suffering. So we have to understand the difference between our responsibility, our love, and our attachments towards a fantasy.